Let me help you to understand the numbering system found on hair color boxes and what each number means. If you're new to my channel or if you're not, welcome back. I'm Mike Amhu. I'm a hairdresser, a L'Oreal color specialist, a makeup fan and a skincare lover. Now you guys, before we're going to get into today's film, I got some exciting news. I've been nominated for the Best Hairstylist of 2022 by the Beauty Image Awards, and you guys, I would really appreciate if all of you could vote for me. So all you have to do is go to the link that I'm going to provide in the description down below. You click it, you scroll down to the Best Hairstylist, you tick my name, put your email address, they're going to send you a verification code, and then you vote. I mean, you guys, this is a huge honor, and you know what, every vote counts, so every little helps. In today's film, we are going to be talking all about numbering systems found on hair color boxes. What each number means, what does 9 mean, what is 5, what is 6, and how to better understand the numbering system. So if you want to find out more about the numbering system found on hair color, then you better keep on watching. What is the story, everyone? In today's film, we are chatting all about hair color numbers, and I've often found myself, you know, clients, like when I do clients, all they hear is numbers. They hear 6, they hear 10, they hear 10, 1, 2, 10, 1, 3, and they're like, what is all this? And numbering system was made up to break down the color that's in it. So obviously we do have natural based numbering system, which is universal across all the brands. So we're going to talk about this first. This is the first number found on the box. So depending on the brand, you might see something like a 5 slash something, or a 5 dot something, or a 5 and few letters. For example, the first number that we find on the box is our natural depth or natural base. So let's get through and let's talk about it. Each natural shade corresponds to an international shade chart number. These starts from the darkest, which is base 1, which is black, to number 10, which is the lightest. So it doesn't go darkest is the higher number, the darkest is the lower number. So the lower the number, the darker your hair is, the higher the number, the brighter the hair is. So you guys, let's go through this. First of all, we do have base number 1, which is black. Then we do have base number 2, which is darkest brown. Base number 3 is dark brown. Base number 4 is brown. Base number 5 is light brown. Base number 6 is dark blonde. Base number 7 is a blonde. Base number 9 is a light blonde. Base number 8 is a very light blonde, and base number 10 is the very lightest blonde. So depending on your natural depth or the color you're looking to achieve, this is the number you're gonna go by. So for example, my natural hair color lies on a base of a 6, so I am naturally a dark blonde. Loads of people would call this brunette, but brunette is a base 5 and below. So if you are my color, so let's say you're natural base 6, which is a dark blonde, and you put a 5 because you want to be a brunette and you think you're a brunette, your hair is gonna be a lot darker. So this is the first number found on the box of a hair color. So if you look at the box of a hair color, for example, I have a tube of Majorelle by L'Oreal Professional, and I will go by L'Oreal Professional because that's the brand I work with, and I know we have base number 9 over here, which is lightest blonde. So this is telling me that this is a very light blonde. So if I'm going to be doing a client that's looking for that very light blonde color, I'm going to use a base 9, and then obviously we have dot and we have numbers after it. So let's talk about those numbers. Those secondary numbers, depending on the brand or the color, can be either numbers or letters. For example, Matrix uses letters, so we could find something like a 5cc, which is 5 copper copper. I know Redken uses letters as well, so they could have a 6G, which will be a 6 gold. Now I know Wella has a completely different numbering system to any other brand, but L'Oreal and Alpha Parf have the exact same numbering system, so that's what we're gonna go about. And basically those numbers are your reflex. So if we look at the box of color, we have 1 and 3. 1 is gonna be your primary reflect, meaning this is the amount of color we have the most, the amount of reflect we have, and then we have bit of 3. Now, so when we're looking at the first number, this is only the depth. those are completely different. So for example, when it comes to L'Oreal, 1 is your ash, 2 is your mauve, 3 is your gold, 4 is your copper, 5 is your mahogany, 6 is your red, 7 is your matte green, and 8 is your mocha. So you guys, when we're looking at this, we have 9, which is a very light blonde with a 0.1 N3, meaning this is a very light blonde with a lot of ash reflex and a tiny bit of gold reflex. So this is actually a very light blonde with an ash gold tone. For example, if that was the other way around, if we had 931, that would mean we would have a lot more gold and less ash. The primary reflect is basically the strongest reflect found in hair color, where secondary reflect is the softest reflect in color, and in most colors you will find 2 reflects. So for example, if we're gonna take something like an 834, which is a quite known shade, 8 would be our natural base, so that color stands on a light blonde. So it's not the lightest blonde, it's not black, it's not very dark brown, it's a light blonde. Then we have a 3, so we have a lot of gold reflect in it, and 4, which is copper, so we have a softer copper version. For example, if we're going to change that around and we're going to go with something like an 843, we do have a lot more copper reflect with less gold reflect, so it's going to be like a copper gold instead of a gold copper. So you guys, when it comes to numbering systems on hair colors, they can be very confusing if you're not familiar with them, and you often hear your hairdresser talking about like 10-1-2 and 10-2-3, and we're going to use the 6-1-3, and we're going to add a bit of base. So base is your natural base, so that's the first number. So all we have to remember is that the first number of the hair color before the dot or a dash or a letter is our natural base. So that's the base the color is going to be on. So it's very important to understand and recognize our own natural base before using that color, and then obviously the 2 letters, the 2, and obviously the 2 numbers after that are our reflex. So obviously we have a stronger ash reflect and less of a gold reflect. So for example, I'm going to talk about matrix. If we have a 6M, that means is a 6 mocha, a dark blonde with a mocha reflect. Anyways guys, thank you for watching today's film. I hope you found this film rather interesting, helpful and useful. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Also check out my other social media, and of course you guys, please do what? Do take care. Bye.